Art ate.
She
ate.
She put stuff in her mouth and took it back out, in actual fact, as well. And Michelle Visage thought that was really funny. Oh, it was just disgusting. It was not. What talent is that? I do that several times a day. I don't take it back out, but I can do that lots. Why aren't I?
And Karen made a balloon animal.
Made a balloon animal. One.
Fantastic, Karen. Hello everybody, it is Emily and I'm here with my mum again.
Hi.
I look taller than you.
You are. You sat on a higher chair, that's why.
I want no opinions about my lace. It's uncut because I'm waiting for it to be styled. So I've just kind of pushed it up. So no comments on my lace, please. Today we are going to be reviewing Drag Race Down Under.
It's still quite soft, isn't it?
Hello, Pepper. He came running.
Boy. Hello. You came to find us. Hello. Hello. Did you want to be in on the video as well, did you?
He did not. He did not watch Drag Race Down Under.
Did you not watch Drag Race? Did you not?
He's not allowed to comment on it. Well, let's just talk about our overall thoughts of the season first.
It took a while for me to feel any particular interest in any particular queen.
Yeah.
It was all the, there were one or two earlier on that went out who probably I'd have had a stronger feeling for had they been in for longer. But other than that, I wouldn't say I was overly impressed with the final four. They probably were the best final four. But anyway.
It was probably one of the worst seasons of Drag Race. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. It just felt wrong all the time. Something went really weird about it.
There's definitely things that were missing that you would normally expect in a season.
Like?
Well, like the not the talent show, the other one.
The stand-up roast. We didn't get a stand-up or roast. We got a talent show, which is weird because that's All Stars, and that's all the queens in All Stars do that instead of just the top 5.
Yeah.
The judging fell off. It was really weird. I loved the queens on there, most of them, but it felt weird at times. Favourites going in. Now you won't have any favourites going in because you didn't know the queens before they went in. I didn't. I obviously knew Art Simone. I knew that she had a show on Wow Presents, so I knew she was like close with production already. So I knew about Art Simone, knew of Karen from Finance from they spoke about Karen from Finance, I knew about her. Didn't know anyone else. But when I saw the promo, Art was still my favourite. Coco Jumbo. I liked Coco Jumbo going in. Okay, first one, Jojo Zaho. Jojo Zaho.
Can't really remember.
It was a while ago.
Went out first, so I, didn't really leave an impression with me.
I guess.
You just wiped your mucky hands on my jeans, didn't you?
I guess she didn't really get a full chance to show what she can do. That's why I don't like the international seasons where we do have someone that goes out the first episode.
Yeah, you don't get to know them.
Yeah, because in US they get at least 3 episodes to really show a small range of things, whereas she couldn't.
It was really odd in the first one that Rue wasn't in drag.
Yeah, Rue wasn't in drag, saying that she lost her things in transit when we all know Raven was in quarantine and Rue didn't want anyone else to do her makeup, so she was just like, no, we'll just wait till Raven's out of quarantine. It can wait. But she came in with a good message. Like, she was talking about how this land will never be theirs, it always belonged to native Australians?
Yep.
Art's elimination and Snatch Game. We should kind of talk about both. Snatch Game, firstly, Anissa Wiglet just won that by far. Loved, I was literally like, it was so good, especially talking about the Queen and Diana.
Yep.
It was very, very funny. I think Etc. was next best with Lindy Chamberlain. Lindy Chamberlain? Is that her name?
Bindi. No.
No, that was Art. Lindy Chamberlain, the dingo one.
Yep.
That was the next best one. Art flopped as Bindi Owen. Karen flopped as Dolly Parton.
Very much.
She should
so.
never have done Dolly Parton though. Who else? I can't really remember now. Oh, I don't know what Electra was doing.
No.
Electra was on a different planet for the Snatch game. We got Scarlett did Jennifer Coolidge, but then that's Juno Birch's. Jennifer Coolidge belongs to Juno Birch.
Right.
Juno is the queen of Jennifer Coolidge impressions. I need to want that hands down.
Ketamine?
Ketamine was Dr. Zeus. That wasn't very good. She was terrifying. Terrifying! Her face, terrifying! But she wasn't very good. It was a pretty bad Snatch game. Like, the only two that were good were etc and Anita.
And we're partly at a disadvantage because if they do an Australian character, we don't know, or...
To be honest, we did know most of them though.
True.
I didn't know Electra's. Art's elimination. Well, do you think Art should have gone home that week?
Yes.
Really? I don't think she should have.
Who do you think should have gone home instead then?
Keita should have been in the bottom. And Karen should have been in the bottom.
Right.
So Karen.
Probably should have gone.
Oh, can we talk about the runways as well though? That runway that week was like the Bogan prom. And we looked at each other and we were like, what are these runways?
What is it? Yeah.
Firstly, no one knows what the category is.
No.
Secondly, the outfits at the beginning especially,
Were
most
really
pretty
not
shit.
good. Yeah.
I feel like art's subjective and we can't judge art because it is subjective, but they weren't like up to par with other seasons of Drag Race. But there were some good looks. But that's why I think Art shouldn't have been in the bottom that week, because Art's look was really good that week. That was the under the sea week. Yeah, so Art went. Shock. I was pretty shocked because I went in saying Art's gonna win this competition. She's friends with WoW, not that that is everything, but she's also really, really good. So I thought she was gonna win. She went home and I was like, oh.
But I think that when you look back on what happened next,
That it was a shock elimination too.
no,
Green.
I think it was all a plan just to do it.
That's what I mean, a shock elimination. Yeah. Or Rue made an oopsie and production were like, no, she's meant to stay to the top 4. Coco Jumbo went next. That was the girl group week. I love the songs. Coco went. I really liked Coco Jumbo and I didn't want Coco to go.
Jumbo.
I don't think tell you who should have been in the bottom that week? Maxi. Maxi should have been in the bottom. And they put Electra in the bottom because they said she was too much like Beyonce.
Yeah. Well.
I noticed, I was like, she's definitely choreographed herself to look the best here. But that's not always a bad thing, and she shouldn't have been in the bottom for it.
No.
Thus begun the Electra shock mistreatment.
Everyone, yeah.
Well, that was from episode 1. They all kind of...
Ganged up on Electra.
Yeah.
Yep.
My next one is the drama between Electra and Scarlett and etc. So we had Scarlett and etc. kind of a group against Electra. Specifically Scarlett. I felt very bad for Electra.
I liked Electra. I liked who she is. Not who she was, but who she is.
And I think that Scarlett was focusing on the fact that Electra didn't have the money to make herself look as good as she looked.
Yeah.
Whereas we don't always have the money. Yes, her makeup needs some work and her wigs need some treatment, but we don't have the money to do that.
But Electra did come through later on in the series, didn't she, in the season?
Yes.
She learned, and she learned from what the people around her and the advice she was being given. So it was probably a bit unfair. Well, it was unfair. The shade that was being thrown at her, really.
Art's return.
Jammy.
Jammy.
A fix.
as much as we all love art, and maybe her elimination wasn't the fairest, it should not have been just her that came back. Jojo Zaho and Coco Jumbo should have got at least the opportunity to try and come back. Like in UK season 2, they brought Joe Black, Cherry Valentine, Asina,
Yeah, they
all
all had
back.
a go, yeah.
And they all had a try. Yeah. They just, but no, they were
A little
kind
bit
of like,
of preferential treatment there.
yeah, which was a shame because the 2 POC queens weren't brought back, yet the 1 white queen was allowed to come back with without even earning it, really.
Yep.
I still like art. I know it wasn't her decision.
No.
Excuse you.
Moany dog.
That was pretty bad production-wise to do that.
And to be honest, until the final, I don't think art really
And that
elevated
spot back.
herself that justified her coming back. That's my view anyway.
Sewing challenge. Raging again because Karen should have gone home that week. I'm raging because that's when Anita went home. Anita went out 3rd. After the week after she won Snatch Game, she went over that dress, that beautiful book dress that they hated. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get so heated because they said we've seen this done before and we've seen this done better. When Art Simone walks out, Marie Antoinette! How many Marie Antoinettes have we seen on this show?
Yep.
Yeah, Anita's was something we've seen. Also, Scarlett walked out wearing the picnic costume that Utica just did on season 13.
Yep.
But no, Anita is the one that this has been done before. It's only been done before in the literal book creating challenge where they had to make dresses out of books.
Yeah.
And if you put books in your pile of things that the queens can make dresses and garments out of, you might get a book dress.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It's all a bit unfair.
All a bit bloody unfair.
And then on top of that, I'm not done. And then on top of that,
Anita should not have gone home. Karen should have gone home for that horrible look that she made. She did the character thing and the surfboard.
Oh yeah.
That was trash. And Anita shouldn't have been in the bottom. Did Maxie win that week? No, Scarlett won. Maxie should have won that week. This is ridiculous. Etc. shouldn't have been in the bottom 3. I was so cross that Anita went. My favourite queen of the season.
Yeah, she went far too soon.
After just winning Snatch
Far
Game
too soon.
because over a book dress, which by the way I thought was stunning. I saw no problem with that book dress. Okay, the next one that went was etc, which I think is another unfair elimination.
Yeah.
That was the week they did the adverts for their yeast.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the most uncomfortable.
Yeast extract. Basic
We're
Marmite.
quite close. We're very close. We watched Drag Race together. It's a very innuendo show. Yeah. I've never been more uncomfortable watching that with you.
Oh, right. It was
horrible.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
It was just
There was no creativity really.
The only one that didn't do it was Keita.
Yeah.
And etc. didn't do she was on the edge. So Rue draws the line at piss, but being misogynistic, that's fine. You can be misogynistic. You can make fun of women's bodies even though you don't have those bodies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was
horrible.
Yeah.
It was so.
I think each week there's been something you think I'm not getting this season.
No,
I don't
that's what I
get
mean.
it.
There was just something wrong with it. But the fact that they were all laughing at these jokes that were making fun of women's bodies.
Yeah.
Michelle kind of picked up on it. She was like, "This is a bit no." But Rue was like, "Ha ha ha," and then Piss, he was like, "That was not funny, not funny at all. It was too." Piss was bad, but no, female bodies. God, my second favourite queen had gone. Things weren't looking good
2
for
weeks
me.
running, yeah.
Things were not looking, and Coco Jumbo the week before.
Yeah.
Things were just not looking good for me. And it didn't get better. Okay, that was the week though they had the blackface talk.
Yeah.
Miss Scarlett Adams and her issues. Let's just put this out here that we do not support Scarlett Adams in any way.
No.
I do believe that people can improve themselves and apologise and make reparations, but it's not our apology to accept because we are not.
We weren't affected by it.
No, exactly. We are not the people that she targeted or appropriated. So it's not our apology to accept. Any white people who are like, we forgive you, Scarlett, it wasn't your apology to accept, okay? Let's just make that clear. It was weird that Rue was like, I'll accept that you did blackface. I'll keep you in this competition. H&M, no, out. That's below the line there. That's, no.
Yeah, the what was acceptable and what wasn't. Just
from Rue being
a
pot queen himself.
Yeah, but it was the inconsistency in the values being applied.
Yes.
It just made, I think both of us think there was just favouritism being shown.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I've written that down. Favouritism.
There was, I think Rue knew who she wanted in the final.
I think we know who she wanted to win.
And it didn't matter what else went on, though they were going to make it through to the end.
Mm-hmm. And let's not also forget that Karen from Finance is also not out of this. Like, she's not got off scot-free either. Mm-hmm. They didn't mention her. She stayed very quiet.
Yeah, she didn't.
When we know she's got her own issues. It was very frustrating. And the fact that etc. actually called her up on it, called her out and was like, I have never thought once in my life that would be an okay thing to do. And neither have I. I've never thought of, yes, blackface, that's fine.
And
even as a
was
kid.
Quite young as well. But
etc.
still had that.
Yeah,
that was the excuse given for Scarlett. She was young,
she was young.
But
she was not young. She's been doing this as an adult and she thought that it was okay to make money and make people laugh about people's cultures and skin tones.
And particularly when the original Australians are Aboriginal. It's so offensive to her own country.
Yeah.
Her own ancestors.
I hope that Scarlett is able to move on and that she has improved and that she is making reparations to the communities that she hurt. But it is not our apology to accept. And that's the bottom line. Ketamine! Twin runway.
The most stunning runway.
Yeah.
Of the whole series, probably.
I loved it.
Other than the finale.
She looked so good that I was confused on who was Keita. I literally couldn't tell.
Yeah.
That week was quite fun, actually.
That was probably the best week of the whole series in terms of
it was actually
the partnerships that were put together and who'd chosen who to go with who?
No, not Keita, sorry. Maxi.
Maxi played really fair there.
Except that she went home.
And she ended up going home. But
she did
played
like
fair
a
to everybody. Probably us. Though she picked somebody who she could twin with for herself, but the way she gave everybody else a partner was so
Maxi
fair.
was lovely. We love Maxi.
Yeah.
She was so funny as well. Do love Maxi. I think she was probably my fourth favourite.
Just that. Excuse me. Oh dear. That maturity. That being that little bit more mature.
She was so funny. And just so, she was not involved in the drama at all.
No.
Loved her. And the fact that she took sewing lessons, finally! And Queen was like, I know there's going to be a sewing challenge, I'm going to take sewing lessons. Genius! And she should have won that week. She should have won that sewing week.
Oh, the sewing week?
Yeah. Not the twin runway week. No. She looked like a bogey.
The twin runway was, Kitamine's twin runway was
so
awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very good.
Very good. The mistreatment of Elektra, which we've kind of touched upon. It didn't stop though. There was this ongoing theme of just them not liking, etc. Always finding something wrong
Elektra.
with her. What did I say?
Etc.
Oh, sorry. They... Not good enough.
Not good enough, I know. Again, another example of the preferential treatment some of the queens got.
And Elektra just was pushed further down.
Yep.
Okay, clear favourites. So obviously our favourites, well not our favourites, sorry, Rue's favourites of the season and production's favourite were Art, Karen and Scarlett. They were the three that they wanted from the beginning to get to the end. And they obviously made that happen. Art didn't really improve that much. Karen kind of was just this the whole way through.
Karen had to be prompted by Rue to actually present herself in a different way, a more sexy Karen from Finance. Otherwise,
we'll get onto the talent show in a minute. But
she always looked like Karen from Finance. She didn't have any variety in her looks.
Well, I didn't mind that because that's the kind of thing that I was.
But in terms
about.
of the competition and the idea,
you do need to show different things of yourself. I understand that. But I also understand, like, I was telling you about Dragula and how the Boulet brothers are like, art is subjective, so we are not here to judge your art. We're here to judge you on how your drag linked to the challenge. And Dragula, by the way, brilliant. They've got it perfectly well done. Whereas in here, the same thing happens with Anita. They were like, you're too quirky. Elektra, you're too dancey. Your makeup's not good enough. Karen, you're too much of a character. I understand wanting versatility. Bianca Del Rio knows all about versatility. But Drag Race gets to the point where they try and change these queens. Especially like it all happened during season 13 with Utica. It was like, we don't want this quirky side of you. We hate the quirky side, but that's who they are. But funnily enough, Scarlett was never too much of a beauty, gorgeous queen, was she? She never needed to show. She never needed to show versatility.
No. True.
A talent show, probably the worst episode of Drag Race ever.
Rubbish.
Ever.
I mean, no, it was no surprise that Scarlett Adams won the talent show.
She deserved to win that.
Because she's the only one who did something that was...
Elektra and Keita. Elektra did a dance.
Yes, true, yeah.
Very good dance, thirsty wig.
Yeah.
But shouldn't have been in the bottom over a wig. But they obviously weren't going to put Elektra through to the top 4. That was in their plan. Elektra was never meant to get that far. Keita shouldn't have been in the bottom. That was ridiculous. And I tell you why. They put Keita in the bottom for that episode. She was clearly on par with Scarlett, and they had to change that. They wanted to make sure that Keita was not on par with Scarlett for the top 4, because production, there was no doubt in my mind, production and Rue wanted Scarlett to win. And if it was not for the internet being, who would have literally rioted, they would have crowned her. So that's what they had to do. They had to put Keita in the bottom, even though she didn't deserve to be in the bottom, and give Scarlett the win, so that there was the divide. Art 8.
8.
She ate.
Well, 8. She put stuff in her mouth and took it back out, in actual fact, as well. And Michelle Visage thought that was really funny. Oh, it was just disgusting. It was not. What talent is that? I do that several times a day. I don't take it back out, but I can do that lots. Why aren't I?
And Karen made a balloon animal.
Made a balloon animal. One.
Fantastic, Karen.
There you go.
So bad.
So I think those two should have been in the bottom, but they were never going to be put in the bottom.
They should have. They actually should have.
They were going to be put in the bottom because they were destined for the final.
Art did look amazing, can I just say, while she was eating.
The talent show wasn't about looking fantastic, it was about showing a talent. I was not talented.
Yep, and if Karen had just made some more balloon animals, it wouldn't have been a problem. She made one and left. She was gone. The fact that Elektra went home.
But the pole dance was amazing.
Okay, yeah, we have to give Scarlett that. But the fact that she was like, I've not seen anyone pole dance before. Shea Coulee was like, excuse you?
Yeah.
Excuse you? Yeah. The winner of All Stars 5, who did a pole dance in her talent show.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Shea's black, so maybe Scarlett didn't really consider that. What was that review of the season and Elektra being gasped at? You remember how cross I was? They were all sat in the workroom, the finale was today, by the way. They were sat watching the review of the season, everyone kept going,
and
laughing at things, but they were kind of funny things, until the last one, and it was just Elektra. And they all went, that's so mean! Why did they do that? And that was production that did that, surely? That's so
to do that.
rude. For a show that's meant to lift people and their different types of drag up, to look at someone and gasp, that's rude. And that's production that have done that.
Yep.
The New Zealand queens were the only reason we kept watching, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the
nicest ones.
Yeah, they were. The final was... The dancing was not... Well, so you know why the dancing wasn't as good as it could have been. There was no Todrick Hall again. Where's Todrick? Todrick would have shaped them up.
Todrick would have shit on them.
No.
Okay, my camera card is full, so we're just gonna have to finish on my phone. So you're a bit closer to us now, but it's actually quite nice.
Right for you, maybe. They did.
It was very good. They were a bit all off. It was a bit like Canada's Drag Race. They were a bit all like completely doing something else.
Doing their own thing.
I was very disappointed just when they said the song was I'm a winner, baby. Because it's one of my favourite songs, and sometimes the lyrics don't match. I'm thinking about UK season 2. That finale song was awful. But actually, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Their lyrics were pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the finale lip sync. We were literally laughing out loud, weren't we?
The runway looks.
Right, Jesus.
What about the runway?
Do you wanna host?
Well, no, go on then.
No, the runway looks. Art was the best.
Art's dress was amazing.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
It was.
The whole look was the best Art had ever done.
Yeah. Next best was...
Scarlett, probably.
No, Keita.
Oh,
Keita had
the wings. The wings.
Keita had wings. Was that a nod to Courtney Act? It must have been. Come on. Then it was Scarlett. I liked her dress. Her dress was really, really pretty, but it kind of just looked like a prom dress.
But then, when she did her lip sync,
it worked out well. Yeah.
Because she was
I just would have liked a
designed
petticoat.
to step out of it.
I would have just liked a petticoat underneath it just to make it flow a bit more.
Yeah.
Karen's I wasn't too fond of. She stuck with her theme.
Yep.
Wasn't too fond of it though. God, that scared me. The hair was tickling me. I thought it was like a spider or something. The lip sync. We were actually laughing, weren't we?
Yeah.
Keita was so funny.
Good.
So funny. They all went for something different. Art went for like a good, well-rounded lip sync. She was probably the next best.
But then she was also in a dress that didn't
but
give her
I
the
think she
opportunity
worked
to
really
do
well.
crazy stuff.
I don't think she can do crazy stuff.
No, okay.
She lip synced really well. It's a strong
Good.
lip sync from her. She was the next best. Keita went for comedy, which was hilarious. Scarlett went for sexy, and I don't know what Karen was doing. Karen was just kind of walking.
Yeah. I would say Scarlett's was lewd rather than sexy.
Lewd.
But then the right person was crowned.
Yes, let's bow down to our winner. Miss
Thank
Keita Mead! I'm so happy she won. We were all Team Keita. The polls online, Keita was head above heels of anyone else. And weirdly, the next person was Scarlett. Which, I understand. Let's put this out here. This was a very, someone pie situation where they were really strong, really good throughout the whole season. Should she have not have done the things she did in her past, she would have won. Let's just make that very clear. She would have won. And I'm pretty sure production and Rue very much wanted her to be crowned. But I think they realised the backlash they were going to get and decided that it wasn't worth it. No, they could not crown her. But you know what? That's fine, because she shouldn't be crowned, because she needs to learn from those mistakes. She deserved it.
Yeah.
Fully deserved it, and I'm so glad that she's won it.
It's good.
She's the best.
It was a good end to the season.
It was. For a season that was...
The best end to the season that wasn't...
a bit of a train wreck. Keita saved us.
Yep.
Keita saved us. Who do you think should have been Miss Congeniality? Anita Wiglet. I hope she's... Someone tells us that she's officially been done as Congeniality.
Yeah, because that was something they didn't do. They didn't bring the other queens back.
Well, they don't do it in UK either. I know. Why didn't they bring the queens back for the finale? Could COVID not allow them? Did the New Zealand queens fly already? No, wait, they're in New Zealand. Did they? Maybe that's why the Australian queens flew back. Maybe that's why. But I like it when they all come back at the end. And that is another season wrapped up. Yep. We need to go watch Drag Race Spain.
Drag Race Spain and All Stars 6
starts
next week.
Thursday.
Yeah.
We've got so much to do, and I've already done my All Stars, like my first
Preview.
impressions. Go watch that. Haven't done well, obviously I haven't done a Spain one yet because
We're only part of the way through the series.
yes, but we will do that once Spain is finished. España. Once España
I
is
do
finished.
find the Spanish one hard because I have to stay awake and read. Right, bye.
Are you just gonna go?
I'm going to go finish clearing up from Sunday dinner.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Well, I'll do the outro on my own then. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my mum being here, let me know.
No, don't say.
Please give this video a like. Let me know your opinions about Drag Race Down Under. Overall, it was a good season. It was a season. It was a season. I wouldn't say it's been the best season of Drag Race ever. I love the queens. We're not going to put this down to the queens. I mean, there were a few dodgy ones, but overall, it was just something up with this season. But all credit to the queens. They worked their asses off. I'm so happy Kita won and that we have Anita won Glass Congeniality and Electra, the fan favourite. Come on. Come on. It had a good ending. Right, I'm going to go get out of drag, get out of my wig, and get out of this gorgeous dress. Just look at it. Just look at this. Look at this. Okay. Right. Bye, guys. Oh, and by the way, this is all, Scepter. Did this makeup entirely by the Vivien's new palette, Scepter. Go and watch. There will be a video of me doing this makeup up soon. Go watch it. Bye! Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. Ay, ay, ay!